Alright, it's Henry again, and this is my second, I think, work in progress video on my Master Grade Wing Gundam Proto Zero EW. And as most of you know, I am converting this guy into the Wing Zero TV version because it's about 60% of the Wing Zero TV version, but Bandai let Kotoki redesign it, so I'm unredesigning it, if that's a term, and modifying it back to the original Okawara version. Okay, this is my second attempt at doing this project. The first one was back at the end of 2013, and this is what I've got so far. I've actually been working on this guy all summer long. I started working on Proto Zero before I did the Leo diorama, but the Leo diorama was honestly more fun, so I got that done first, but now I'm back working on Proto Zero again. Okay, so as you can see, he is coming along quite nicely. In fact, if I had to put a percentage on it, I'd say he's about 75% complete, construction-wise. So, I think in the last work in progress video, all I had done was been working on the shield and the wings, because that's where I started off. The most difficult part of this project has been modifying the shield and the wings. So I wanted to try and knock those out first, but I sort of got burnt out on them and started working on the body. But the good news is most of the body is done, and the wings and shield are coming along. The wings are actually really close to being done. I just got to do cleanup on them. The shield, as you can see, still has a bit of work. So let me show you up close some stuff that I'm doing here. I'm basically re-sculpting the entire outside surface of the shield. It's really rough right now. I just sanded everything down nice and smooth, and it's going to have the same functionality. It's just going to look completely different than the one that came in the box. So this is the part, the shield is the part that needs most of the work at this point. Everything else is actually coming along really nicely. I think, actually I haven't done anything to the wings since my first work in progress video on this guy a couple months ago, so I'm not going to talk about them. Everything on the body I've done since then, because I think in the last video I hadn't even touched the body or the Buster Rifle. So these little machine gun pods on the shoulders, I've sanded those down and made them more rectangular because they were almost sort of a triangle shape straight out of the box, so I modified those. The cockpit hatch, as you can see, I've added some epoxy putty to that and rounded it off. Still opens the same way as originally, but it just, oops, hold on, he dropped his beam rifle. Yeah, just rounded that off. Did the same thing down here, rounded that, sanded off the detail that was up under here, and then just added some ply plate to make the little chest vents. In the original design, they open up, and you can see the yellow chest vents inside. That's going to be way too difficult, so I just made little panels there where the chest vents are supposed to be. Removed that little white part that was on the shoulder armor and filled that in with epoxy putty. There was some red armor here that I removed and then filled in that space with epoxy putty on the blue part, so that's a little bit more anime accurate. I guess I'll talk about these hands that just fell off. I have a buddy that had the Master Grade Wing Gundam B Club HDM hands, and he wanted me to do some resin recasts of them, to which I agreed. And it was super fortunate for me because now I have virtually unlimited copies of anime accurate hands for Wing Gundam, Wing Zero, Epion, Shenlong, Death Scythe, and Sandrock, and Heavy Arms. So there's my little mold there. I've been making lots of hands for him. There's just a few of them. They're actually really, really nicely detailed, really anime accurate. And let's see, here's some of the open hands. Yeah, obviously I haven't done any cleanup on these. But yeah, I'm going to be using those hands for Wing Zero. The wrist joint is a little bit loose, but I think just with some super glue I can tighten that up and it should be no problem in the end. Let me just pop this off since it doesn't want to fall off anyway. I'll show you the Buster Rifle. The only modification I had to do to the Buster Rifle that the camera doesn't want to focus on is this top part. Those were just two little skinny yellow bars, and I basically just added plot plate to the sides of them and thickened them up, and then added this little indentation detail on the top here, and they still connect the same way. Just put those on there, so those would be super easy to remove for painting. Anyway, skirt armor, filled in this little area right here with some putty, added a circular detail, that's about it. Crotch piece, all I had to do was file down these little gray vents up in here and then add this piece of white plot plate at the bottom. Side skirts, all I had to do was just, it had like that little moving gimmick where the thing would swing out. I cemented that in place and then just went over the whole thing with putty and sanded it nice and smooth. Let's see, knee armor. Last time I did this project, back in 2013, I got kind of lazy with the knee armor. Last time what I did is I just added a piece of plot plate, white plot plate right here to separate that gray vent, and I just called it a day. But this time I've gone in and completely reshaped the knee armor to be a little bit more anime accurate. I'm still not quite happy with the shape. It looks a little bit too boxy, I think. So I'm still going to do some sanding and filing on these, but the general idea is there. And I've got, where are they? There they are. These little white things will go in, and that'll be, well, obviously not crooked like that, but when I cement it in, you get the idea. It'll be a little dividing piece there. Let's see, added a little white bar on the top of this vent on the calf, and just did some general reshaping around this area, removing some details, sanding everything nice and smooth, etc. There were some raised details on the side of the feet here. I sanded those down. And I think that is just about everything I've done so far. So, like I said, I say he's about 75% done. Don't know, I'm not even going to pretend like I know when this guy's going to be done, because I'm busy with work and I work on this guy kind of sporadically, and I don't know, it's just one of those things like when I am away from home or doing whatever, I want to be working on Gunpla, but when I get home and I have time to work on Gunpla, I don't feel like it. Does anybody else have that problem? Anyway, so he'll get done whenever he gets done, but at this point, I believe I am further along than my first Proto Zero from 2013, so that is a plus. And I believe that just about does it for this video. I don't think I have anything left to cover. So, with that, I will see you guys next time.